Out here, it's not only the amazing views, but the way time stretches out a little longer and how the breeze hits just right at the summit. With All Trails, you can discover nature's best with over 450,000 trails around the world. Download the free app today.
On today's Smart 7, Labour pledges a water revolution, the Pope weighs in on Gaza, and much more. It's Monday 21st of July, it's Junk Food Day, and happy birthday, Paloma Faith.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Parts of the UK were under yellow weather warnings overnight, as the Met Office says more than half a month's rainfall could fall in the next 24 hours. That follows hot on the heels of a drought warning last week, and the increasingly unpredictable weather is causing chaos for water companies across the country. The government is also vowing to crack down on pollution and sewage leaks, with Environment Secretary Steve Reid pledging a water revolution that will see sewage leaks halved by 2030. Tory Shadow Housing Secretary Kevin Hollinrake isn't convinced by the pledge.
We need strong regulation. I'm not convinced that playing musical chairs with the regulator is going to solve the problems. But, every time somebody makes a profit in this country, people object to it. And you will not get the investment unless people are allowed to make a profit.
Meanwhile, Lib Dem leader Sir Ed Davey was busy touting his plan to move the UK away from its dependence on gas and a new focus on renewable energy.
I think people have been disappointed in this Labour government, so we've got to have some big ideas. I think we should aim to halve people's energy bills within the decade. I go further than that. I think we have to do that.
The Pope weighed in on Sunday on what is becoming an increasingly common event in Gaza, where people queuing for food are fired on by Israeli forces. At least 93 were killed on Sunday, with hundreds injured in multiple locations across the territory, including in the north, where a convoy of UN food trucks had just passed through the border controls. The Pope also spoke on the attack on Gaza's only Catholic church last week, which saw 3 people killed.
I express my deep sorrow over the attack by the Israeli army on the Catholic parish in Gaza City. I call, once again, for an immediate end to the barbarity of war.
There seems to be no prospect of a ceasefire as talks have stalled, and Israel continues to issue evacuation orders, this time for central Gaza, as UN agencies warned that food shortages mean that babies are dying from acute malnutrition. Nick Maynard is a British surgeon working at the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis, and he says the injuries to civilians, in some cases teenagers, are horrific.
It's almost as if a game is being played, that today it's going to be the head, tomorrow it's going to be the abdomen, and these injuries are devastating. I had a 12-year-old boy die on the operating table. He'd been shot by an Israeli soldier at a food distribution point and had been shot through the aorta. So, appalling injuries.
This weekend saw Donald Trump continue to struggle with his own MAGA base over the Jeffrey Epstein case files. The Wall Street Journal reported that Trump sent a letter with a sketch of a naked woman to Epstein as part of a 50th birthday celebration book, something which Trump strenuously denies, so much so that on Friday he launched a $10 billion lawsuit against the Journal and its owner Rupert Murdoch. The American president is due to visit the UK next weekend, with trips to Windsor Castle and a visit to his Scottish golf courses. SNP Westminster leader, the famously bold Stephen Flynn, is not planning to be part of the ceremonies.
I'll not be meeting with the president. I'll be busy getting a haircut or washing my hair. Finding any excuse possible to make sure that I'm looking after my own toddlers at the time.
Last week saw Prime Minister Keir Starmer get tough with Labour rebels. He suspended the whip from 4 MPs in the so-called Rebel Alliance who voted against the welfare bill, and 3 other MPs lost trade envoy roles. Labour veteran and Mother of the House Diane Abbott was also suspended, but in her case it was for a repetition of remarks that were first made in 2023. There's now another investigation underway, but Abbott says it's clear that Labour leadership wants her out. Environment Secretary Steve Reid was asked about the crackdown on Labour rebels on Sunday, and he says there's no room for MPs who are undermining the party.
It's not about one incident, it is about the team. We campaigned as a team, we won as a team, we're going to govern as a team. If people think they're more important than the team, they need to think again.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, heartbreak for Rory McIlroy, and Adam Sandler gets ready to be happy all over again. Right after this.
Out here, we feel things. The sore calves that lead to epic views. The cool waterfall mist during a hot hike. and the breeze that hits just right at the summit. But hey, don't just listen to us. Experience it for yourself. All Trails makes it easy to discover the best of the outdoors, with more than 450,000 trails around the world, points of interest along the trail, and offline maps for always-on navigation. Download the free app today and find your next outdoor adventure.
Welcome back.
This weekend saw the British Open take place at Portrush in Northern Ireland. It's the closest thing to a home Masters you can get for Rory McIlroy, and he had high hopes of winning the claret jug in front of an adoring home crowd. It wasn't to be though, with the quiet American Scottie Scheffler proving unstoppable on the course, and he finished 17 under par and 4 shots clear of the field. Rory had to settle for joint 7th, while Scottie appreciated that the fans treated him kindly even as he ruined Rory's party.
Thank you so much to the fans this week for all the support. I know I wasn't the fan favorite today, but I did hear a lot of USA and Dallas, Texas chants, and so I appreciate you guys coming out to support. But overall, it's been a great week. The fan support all week was tremendous.
The British Open isn't the only big golf story this week. Friday sees Happy Gilmore 2 drop on Netflix. It's been nearly 30 years since the first movie, with Adam Sandler playing Happy, the accidental golf genius, and the new movie is set 25 years later. Happy has to take up golf again to pay for his daughter's ballet school, and as you can imagine, chaos ensues. Pretty much all of the original cast are back, including Ben Stiller and Christopher McDonald as Shooter McGavin, and it's a family affair with Adam's youngest daughter playing Happy's daughter Vienna, while his real-life wife and older daughter also make appearances.
Of course, I always want the family around, and my wife and my daughters. I'm always happiest when they're near me, and if it's making sense to the movie, we figure out a way.
Netflix has a new thriller on the way starring Vanessa Kirby, who won a BAFTA for playing Princess Margaret in The Crown, along with roles in Mission Impossible and Napoleon. But in Night Always Comes, she's playing an American, a woman called Lynette, who has to raise $25,000 in one night or face eviction. The movie is pretty much non-stop, told from Lynette's point of view, as she tries increasingly desperate measures to raise the cash. It also stars Jennifer Jason Leigh and Eli Roth, and it drops on August 15th.
You think I'm trash? You don't get to touch me, do you understand?
Oh, you're crazy.
Oh, they're crazy!
Kimmy, look at me. We're in it together. We're gonna do it for the family, okay?
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're crushing morning miles or sprinting through back-to-back meetings, give your body the energy, protein, and power it needs to help you conquer your goals. Only at Smoothie King.